What's up everyone, I'm Bills. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're picking back up in Planescape Torment. So, just to quickly catch you up on some stuff that I did off camera, off recording. So I got a hammer to hopefully be able to use on the statue in the little art shop. I also bought as many of the exotic items from the exotic item shop, I forget what it's called exactly, as I could. I couldn't afford all of them, so you can see I have very little money left, but I did get most of them. I think I'm really only missing like 2 things from there, so pretty good. Pretty good if I do say so myself. But first, let's talk to Yves, because we need to figure out how to get her and Ivana back on good terms. No, I have some questions. Here we are. Why are you called the Tail Chaser? Shout out to my viewer for telling me that this is the secret, by the way. Once upon a time, a girl came to an oracle who was rumored to know many things and asked of it a boon. Her life was in need of direction, so she asked this oracle as to what would give her purpose. Now, the oracle was not evil, but it was vague and tended towards drink, which caused it to be obscure in many matters of judgment and focus. Its only answer to the girl's question was that within one story that she would hear in her lifetime was the truth that she sought. The girl went off and collected stories, which she chases to this day, not knowing which of the thousands hold the truth. Such is the danger of a foolish question, and the wisdom of an unspoken one. Okay, so after that one, I'm gonna go ahead and ask her some other questions, just in case that helps me out in any way. What are you doing here? I collect tails, and trade them with others who've tails of their own. I believe I already traded all the tails with her. Yes, I did. Okay. Can you tell me about this place? This is part of Mistress Grace's story, which is not mine to tell. She has said that when she nears the end of her years, she shall tell me, and only if I pledge never to share it with another. She hopes that she will never need to tell me her tale, for she hopes I will find my own story before that time and leave this place. I think she fears my life will be squandered in searching for this tale, and not acting upon what I already know. Yves sighs softly. But it cannot be helped. Your own story? Oh. Yeah, she already told me all this. Okay. Alright, I had another question. Your mother named Ivana. Yes, but she and I no longer speak. Okay. Okay, yeah, that should do it. And now, so I have the Modron cube. So I need to, before I leave here, I need to speak to one of these Modrons. Or Modron, however you pronounce it. I'm just probably going to keep on saying Modron. This strange cubic creature seems to be as much machine as it is organic. As you approach the thing, it silently stares at you with wide, unblinking eyes. Its face hasn't the slightest trace of emotion on it. Come on, Chief. We're in a building full of some of the sexiest chits this side of the multiverse, and you're stopping to talk to Modrons? What can you tell me about them, Mort? Mort makes a noise of utter disgust. What's there to say? Annoying little clockwork pests. They're always working to impose law and order upon the multiverse. Not good, mind you, just law. Let's just forget about him and go chat up the ladies, eh? I'm going to ignore Mort and greet the Modron. Its voice has a metallic reverberating quality to it, as if it were more a sound played out on some warped musical instrument than true speech. Your greeting is returned. There is a soft click as the creature blinks. An awkward silence hangs in the air between the two of you. And some questions. I'm Adon. The creature tilts slightly forward, then back, on its metallic legs. Whether the movement is meant to indicate a bow or a nod, you are unsure. We would identity... Pretty sure that's supposed to be identify ourselves as Modrons, Quadrone type, winged variant to the subject, Adon. Okay. Subject is free to ask a question. Do you know what this little cube-like toy creature is? The Modron. Its appearance identical in every aspect but size to the object in your hands. Blinks once, twice, then speaks. The object is a portal cube. The user is to position the appendages of the portal cube in such a manner that it will activate. Once activated, the portal cube will transport the user to whatever destination it was tuned to during its creation. What's the proper position to activate this one? We do not have that information. Over 97% of all portal cubes function in a slightly different manner. We were not present at the construction of the subject's portal cube, nor have we ever been given instructions as to its use. Should the subject desire to utilize... sorry, long day at work. I'm tired, but oh well. We came anyway. They will have to determine its method of operation and destination via experimentation. Alright, another question. What are you doing here? Our purpose here is observation. What are you observing? We are observing one of the establishment's staff. Who are you observing? As previously stated, we are observing... Okay, yes, but who exactly are you observing? The object of our scrutiny is named Delora. Why are you watching her? We have not been informed as to the specific purpose or purposes which resulted in our being given our present task. The command of our superior pentadrone is sufficient reason to perform said task. As such, the purpose or purposes are irrelevant to us. Okay. Yeah, that should be good. Okay. Alright. Let's head back to the art studio now. Let's start off by talking to Ivana now. Ivana smiles. Greetings again. No, but I do have other questions. Okay. You look familiar. Yeah, there we go. You look familiar to me. Do you know someone named Yves? That is my daughter. For a moment, there's a hint of sadness in the milky whiteness of her eyes. We no longer speak to one another. Why is that? There's nothing to be said between us. She has gone off in pursuit of stories, all for reasons I'm unaware of. She told me a tale that might answer that question. Ivana raises her eyebrows. Oh? Tell me, would you please? I'd most appreciate it, sir. Tell her Tale Chaser's story, and of her endless quest for the tale that holds the truth she seeks. Ivana nods slowly. I had no idea. I will see her now. I thank you, good sir, for bringing me this news of my only daughter. As she speaks, color slowly bleeds into her pale irises until her eyes are a brilliant shade of green. Your eyes. Can you see now, Ivana? She nods, smiling. Aww. All I wish to know. Farewell. Okay. Well, while I'm here as well, I also need...
I must rest.
The statue of the King Roy Haidon.
Done.
Oh, yes, and... statue that I need to use the hammer on. Assuming I got the right hammer, that is. Okay, read the plaque. Statue is believed to be the final fate. Okay, examine the statue. Examine the cracks. Okay. Break the piece off. Reach for the section of the forearm, where the cracks have formed. Okay, you'll need a okay, I don't think I have the right hammer then. Damn it. Okay. Alright, well, let's try applying the Gorgon salve to it. You smear the foul-smelling ointment over the statue. There's a strange shimmering around the statue, and you watch as the statue takes an intake of breath, and the eyes of Gangroigaidon fill with a blazing, vengeful madness. Greetings. Before you can do a thing, a blazing torrent of words fly from the sorcerer's lips. As he speaks, you feel an agonizing sensation like a sudden wave of raging heat pour over you and settle you into your skin like a blistering wound. Blindness strikes you as your eyes burst, running from their sockets like shattered eggs. You hear someone screaming and realize it is you. Wait for the horror to end. Damn, 4,000 XP, let's go. The last things you hear, even over your own cries, is Mort shouting.
New taunts, alright!
Oh my god. By the lady's bladed teats, what a... Everything suddenly falls silent as the last of your senses flicker and fade away to nothing. Die horribly, a victim of Gangroi Kaidan's awful curse.
Ooh, looks like death's come for the bill.
Oh, the statue's gone. I probably should have done that after breaking the piece off. I mean, I didn't have the hammer anyway. Still, I apologize. That was unintentional, but... I mean, I could always reset the save and go back.
I'm gone.
Let me see, where did I sell that? Where did I sell that hammer in? Is it here? If I can find the hammer that I'm looking for, then I'll do that. I will reset the save and call it. Let's see if I can find it first. If not, though, I don't know if it's worth it, because I have no clue where I would get one. Okay, so I couldn't find who or where I sold that hammer to. So, I'm sorry, I'm just gonna move on. Hopefully it's nothing too important. I do apologize. I tried looking up where to get another one of those hammers. I had a really hard time finding anything, at least that was convenient. And I don't know if it's just that I'm tired. It's not that I'm not enjoying the game. I am genuinely enjoying the game. I just don't feel like going all the way back through and doing all sorts of stuff just for one thing. So I'm just gonna continue. So we need to talk to Yves again. I had some questions. Have you spoken to your mother lately, Yves? Yves nods, smiling. I have, thank you. My pleasure. I had another question. Okay, I guess that's all there is to it. Maybe trade tales. Nope, that's all I have. Okay, cool. Well, hey, good to know. Alright. Okay, so now let's go
we need to say our
to the Civic Fest Hall. Alright, Splinter. It's time I talk to you. This towering band's golden skin sparkles slightly, almost as if it were metallic. Whether it's his actual flesh or merely painted on, you cannot tell. He regards you coolly as you approach, giving a respectful bow as you draw near. Welcome to the Civic Fest Hall, traveler. We are Splinter, doorman to the Fest Hall and Priest King of Ur. How may we help you? Despite his humble offer of aid, his voice is powerful and commanding, a deep and rumbling sound that resonates throughout the chamber. How can you help me? We do many things in this fine hall, traveler. We answer questions guests might have regarding it or its inhabitants. We direct both visitors and members of the Society of Sensation alike to the sensoriums or lecture halls. We also accept new members into the Society. Lastly, it is through us that purchases from the Society's vaults are made, spells, items, and such. Ooh. Can you show me to the sensoriums? There are two, the Public Sensorium, where visitors may use the sensory stones for anywhere between 10 and 50 commons, and the Private Sensorium, where only the members of the Society of Sensation are allowed. You can reach neither of them yourself. We must take you there. How could I get into the private sensorium? You must be a member of the Society of Sensation. What if I already was a Sensate? I haven't come to this place in a long time, but I assure you I was a Sensate. Splinter bends down a ways to examine you more closely. We do not recognize you, but we see no lies dripping from your tongue. Very well. We shall grant you access to those privileges allowed only to members of the Society of Sensation, if you can show us what sensations you have gathered recently. Alright, I'm ready. Alright, let's become a Sensate. We would ask for 5 sensations, then each pertaining to one of the body's senses, or a single experience which has strong elements of all 5 senses. Alright, I can only say one thing, so let's hope it's good. I'd have a single experience to contribute then. I woke up, not knowing where I was, on a cold, blood-slicked iron slab in the bowels of the mortuary, a place where only the dustmen or the corpses in their care have seen. Go on. My entire body reeked of embalming fluid, but even the smell of that was not enough to match the coppery scent of gore around me. Dozens of bodies lie on countless bloody slabs like the one I rose from, all in the process of being gutted, flayed, and the like by nightmarish clockwork devices for reasons unknown. The only sounds were the squeals of labored metal and the unsteady tread of undead workers as they pushed the slabs about the mortuary on rusted iron tracks. A disturbing experience. And I even left out the part about the chattering skull that flew at me as soon as I was upright. Will it suffice, Splinter? Yes. We welcome you back, traveler, and grant you access to those privileges allowed only to members of the Society of Sensation. Ooh, sweet. Hey, we're a Sensate now. Nice. Hey, 10,000 XP. Let us go. Woohoo. Okay. Okay. Before we go on talking about, go on with him, though, I do want to check out some of these rooms, though. 'Cause apparently, there's some good stuff in here. Yeah, let's talk to this guy first. Gysis the Crooked. This squat, hunched old man still has the broad shoulders and scarred, calloused hands of a worker or warrior. An aura of weary despair seems to hang about him. He appears to be giving a lecture at the moment. Ooh. Alright, let's listen to the lecture. Right, now listen up. This is the seminar on the war. If you're ere to listen about the blood war, take root. If you're not, you're in the wrong all, and ye best ump your soft, comfort-lovin' Sigillian limber stems out of here. The blood war? More boring than listening to a governor recite laws. Let's find some young sensates who need to be indoctrinated in the ways of passion. He waggles eyebrows in anticipation. No, Mort, I want to hear this. The man suddenly throws a dark eye over the audience as if looking for something. And further, if you're Tanari or Batizu, ump your scaly eyes out the door, as not letting your ornery bastards bend an ear to this, and then listen to your barmy arguments. Keep listening. Because this is no discussion on who's right. Behind you, you hear the sounds of something large leaving the lecture hall. It just tells the blood war from human point of view. I's not promoting one side or another, because they both stink in different ways. The speaker becomes somber, so what's left of you are wanting to listen to some blood war stories, tales about the war, ear to ear, or, of it all, no doubt. The floating fortresses wove and weaved of human skin, the plains' wide battlegrounds the blood war be fought on. He bares his yellow teeth. Tails of fiends locking fangs with other fiends. Grar, snar! His snarl fades and he looks suddenly bored. Well, let me peel back your lids and crack your bone boxes. 'Tis all a steamin' heap of barmy nonsense to be dwellin' on that forge dung. He spits in derision, rolling his eyes wildly. I'll tell you this, though. You can't imagine the scale the Blood War is fought on. Nothing you've seen, heard, or participated in. Nothing compares. Time, numbers of legions, sheer bloodshed. Nothing compares, Burks. To try and imagine it, forget it. My advice? Simple. Stay away from the big bloody mess altogether. The only thing he needs to know is this. Fiends are killing fiends. Batizu are slaughtering Tanari. Tanari are butchering Batizu. Right now, he spits again. Neither's winning. Don't think either can win. Biggest stalemate the side of eternity. Thank the powers. That's it, he shrugs. That's it. I'll be answering any questions you got for me now. Oh, okay. Let's ask him a question. What's your question, Cutter? Can you give me a little more? What started? How does one get hired? Where? Okay, here we go. How does one survive the Blood War? You want to know how to survive the Blood War? 3 things, Cutter. He holds up a maimed hand with only 2 fingers. First off, you stay the pike out of it. Secondly, keep yourself the piking elves out of it. And lastly, you stay the bloody piking sod pike out of it. If any part of the war rolls over your way, let your imagination give your bum a kick and run as far as and fast as ye can. If you can't run, then lies really still and pray it passes ye by. He pauses for a moment, except there's no place it don't touch. There's almost nowhere you can run to get away from it. If there's nowhere to run, why aren't there fiends fighting in Sigil? Ah, now Cutter, look. They have fought here a few times. Sometimes we get a little spillover from the Blood War. Our Lady of Pain, bless her steel-ridden heart, puts out the fires. Some of the time, he sneers, there's been times, some horrifying drizzle on yourself, you're so sodding scared times, when they've smashed and burnt and clawed their way through whole sodding city blocks in Sigil, afore she decides to clean house. He clucks his tongue and winks cynically. So she ain't always as keen on stopping the Blood War as it might seem, see? Why don't the fiends just take Sigil? He laughs, but it turns into a sputtering cough. Don't get me wrong now. Both the Tanari and the Batizu want Sigil fierce. 'Tis the most precious stage and ground in the Pican multiverse. The cage is the city adores and connects everywhere. You can't ignore it, and if you're serving in the Blood War and want to win, you gotta have it. The man coughs again. 'Tis just the fiends aren't going to get it while the lady's in charge, 'tis all. She's tough as nails, her blades will cut deeper than any fiend's fang, and that knots the fiend's stems like you wouldn't believe. One quiet lady, or Anne's tucked in her sleeves, holding back the Blood War all by herself, he laughs bitterly. I don't find it hard to believe that a woman can stop the Blood War, but fiends are still allowed in Sigil. Oh, damnably certain. They can't brawl in the streets too much, so as neutral ground, Sigil allows them to rattle their bone boxes without trying to murder each other. Sometimes they'll chat it up with each other ear. The place don't stay that way for long, though. Also, just 'cause they can't butcher each other in the streets don't mean spies, recruitment, and backstabbing don't still go on here. They fight battles with lies and words, Burke. Sometimes 'tis all in the bluster and blather. And there's safe houses about too. Places where they can cool their talons for the next skirmish. And they like to recruit here too, looking for boys fresh off the plains with a little greed in their arts that they can make part of their glorious army. He stops speaking to peer closely at you. Mayhap they recruited you once, eh, Cutter? You look like you've tasted the war. Perhaps. The war leaves a scar on ye, Cutter, ye know, and ye know ye never want to go back. Your temples begin to throb painfully as you consider the man's words, and memory begins to surface. Ooh, alright. Try and recall the memory. Nice. 1500, alright. The lecture hall begins to fade from view as terrible visions begin to seep up from the base of your mind. Visions of a place where seasons are like nothing you've ever felt or heard or tried to shut out. A place where prayers go unheard, falling like stones to the earth. Vein-colored lightning flashes across things that were once sky, but now boil. Excuse me. Beneath your feet and scream when you brush against them. You run at the head of a large band of men, passing through dark canyons where the walls quiver moistly and beat like a heart, wearing only your own blood as clothing. At last, you stand in a place where the ashen gray terrain slithers like a mass of snakes, coiling around your ankles and whispering your evil to the earth. You march endlessly, silently, through this colorless land where fatigue seems to live and hunt you like a shade over the wastes, whipping you with despair. In time, you and the ragged men who follow you come upon a hag sitting upon a mound of gigantic, writhing larvae, poking at one of the slime-covered things with a broken talon. You indicate for one of the men to run forward and speak with her. The hag's grating voice carries to your ears. "I would speak with him," she said, then cackled. Her eyes gleam as she points you out to the man, the handsome one that leads your ragged column. "I would speak with him, and that is all you can recall." Cutter, you feeling alright there? Yes, I'm fine. So, do the fiends recruit often? He nods grimly. You can be sure of that. Such was the best source of fodder on the plains. Beat smoke and planets are all their prime inhabitants. Too much work. So, any more advice on surviving the war? Aye, whatever he does, don't talk about the blood war with any fiend, or any diva, or archon, for that matter. Just don't talk about it, period. Because you never know who in the elves you're really chatting with, and all of them get mighty touchy when you bring up the war. It's their reason for living. Anything else? He nods. Don't go through any portals unless you're pikin' sure you know where it goes. Maybe you haven't heard tales of clueless planewalkers stepping through a portal and ending up smack dab in the middle of a blood war skirmish. Know why you haven't heard of them? Because those sods are dead, dead, dead. Anything else? And whatever he does, never sign on for a tour or duty. No matter how much jink they flash in your mug, certain death and signing on for a tour in the blood war are the same thing, Cutter. Why's that? Chances are, when you sign up, they peel ye so your tour duty is till time itself grinds to a halt. Even death won't be a release, 'cause then ye sink in the lower planes and get dredged back up as something worse than ye were before. Then they got their talons on ye for all eternity. How would you get out of a tour contract? Sorry. Oh, God, I hate this yachting. Unless they don't want ye, you don't have much chance. I never heard of it being done with mean-spirited recruits, or somebody they really wanted to keep their talents on. Outwitting a Tenari is risky, but can be done. The Batizu are much more dangerous with their contracts. Sign one of those, you're damned for life. You might try a little garnish. Try and daub them. They might let you make a run for it, but where would you go? There's so many L's. And dying in the blood war would be an especially bad thing. You were evil, sure. If you're good, you'd go to another plane to spend your afterlife, but you'd still be a debtor. Now for me, I still got a lot of evil to wash for me soul. So if I died in the lower planes, they would have had me lock, stock, and barrel. You go to another plane when you die? Can you explain that? Go talk to that other death lecturer if you want the dark on that. I can't explain it as well as he, though he's twice the fool and might scald ye with the hot hair roaring from its mouth. How would you get out? I already asked him that. But here we go. So how'd you escape the Blood War? The man's face darkens. Well, that's the one thing I won't speak of, Cutter. Suffice to say, a man does what he has to escape the war. But a woman named Vrishka told me you had to murder your own men to escape the war. Ooh. The man's face becomes red with anger. Watch your mouth, Cutter. That's a lie. Foul, foul lie. And you bar me John with a fiend over the war and believe in every word of it. That's what she told me. I didn't say it as I didn't say I took it as the truth. I'll tell you what happened, Burke. He sighs and calms down slightly. I was part of the company of the Blazing Effigy. A part of this. Its original number was 53 mortal mercenaries. The only 9 of us remain, camped somewhere in Avernus. We were awaiting reinforcements for the next battle. While my tour was nearly done, then, in fact, I was to leave after that battle. The trouble was, had I died there, I would have been theirs forever. Too much blackness, too much evil in my art. I would have ended up a petitioner in Bator, an eternal soldier in the war. He shudders at the thought. What happened? Me and 2 other lads fled like dogs, that's what happened. We scurried across the plain for a handful of days before we came to the great pillar 11 Eds. An awful sight it was. They jabbered and hissed at us, calling for us to come closer. That night I stole away from the others and went to talk to the pillar. And? Gaius shuts his eyes and rubs at his temples. I asked this pillar how it might be freed, how it might escape Bator. And it told me in exchange for 2 of my brothers. He is quiet for a moment, biting on his knuckles as if fighting back tears. To me at the time, 'twas just math. It's a terrible choice to be forced to make. He nods. Not sure if I'll forgive myself. Now I'm just a soldier who's looking for a place to die. Trying to erase the stain of evil. Cleanse my inner Gaius before I die and return to the Blood War. I lecture your ear to keep people away from it all, to prevent them from ever having to make a choice like that. I understand, Gaius. Right. This is the last bit then. Some of ye are Sensates, so I got one thing to say to ye. Don't sign up to see what the Pike and Blood War is about. Don't be a barmy idiot, use a sensory stone if ye gots to know. But stay the L's away from anything to do with the Blood War for real. Tis just not worth it. Tis. For a moment, a great pain crosses the man's face. It looks as if he is going to weep. Not worth it at all. That's the end of this session, so farewell. Whew! Oh man, that was intense. Okay. Whew. Okay, let's head to the next one then. Actually, wait, no, not the next one. Let's head to this one. Remember to stay hydrated. I did not pour myself enough water before the start of this. Oh well, too late now. Okay.
Right. We need to set up camp now.
I need to talk to this guy, the mage in training. This person is staring intently at a metal panel mounted on the chamber's wall. After a moment of fierce concentration, they wave their hands about and utter a string of impressive-sounding arcane syllables, all to no effect. Nonetheless, they continue to practice diligently, far too involved with their work to speak to you. Okay, apparently not that mage in training. Oh, they're all named mage in training.
Rest.
Interesting. Okay, let's try this one then. Not this one. This one? No. Okay, let's just keep trying. Let's just keep trying. There we go, okay. This person is carrying a sheaf of papers and unwound scrolls. They occasionally pause to look through them and read portions of what's written aloud, practicing elaborate hand motions as they do so. They look up as you come to stand before them. Greetings. Greetings, what is this place? This is where aspiring mages can come to train and study. Many wizards took their first steps in the art as fledgling sorcerers here. Where's the trainer?
Updated my journal.
I do not know where Lady Thorncombe has gone. I would suggest you try the Sensoriums. She spends much of her time there. They lower their voice, fronting, perhaps too much. The Sensoriums? Ask Splinter, just inside the fest hall's entrance of them. You cannot reach them yourself, but he will take you there. So I wish no farewell. Okay. Okay, alright. Now we can go return to Splinter. Wanted to ask about you. There's little to say that we have not told you. We are the Splinter, doorman to the fest hall, demigod son of Issahar, and priest king of Ur. Planewalkers came to our world and told us of the Society of Sensation. We were fascinated and returned with them. We left Ur in the capable hands of our queen so that we might come to this place and experience servitude and humility for a time. As time does not pass here as it does in Ur, the century we have spent here will be a mere several months in our own world. After another decade or so, we imagine we shall be ready to return to Ur and rule it once more. Huh. Interesting. Okay. Alright, how can you help me? Show me to the Sensoriums. The private Sensorium. Okay, there we go. Nope, it was supposed to be the public one. God damn it. Okay. Alright, we head back. Oh god. Okay. Alright, the public one. Okay, there we go.
Done.
Alright. We are in the Public Sensorium. Alright, talk to one of these guys. Figure out just what the heck is going on. This man's gentle voice complements his calm and refined demeanor. Greetings, are you here to use one of the sensory stones? Yes, I am. There are currently more than a dozen standard sensations available, as well as 6 more extravagant experiences. The use of a standard stone is 10 copper commons. The more involved ones will cost 150 coppers. Would you care to hear of the standard or the extravagant sensations? Let's start with standard then. The man smiles and explains to you some of the various sensations that are currently available for your perusal. Will one of these suit you? Ooh, unavoidable pain, tender love, mind-numbing tedium, sheer wonder. Huh. Interesting. Consuming impatience, tired surrender, supernatural lust. Alright, let's try tender love, I guess. A good choice. The stone you shall want to use is in one of the smaller chambers, 2 rooms clockwise from the stairwell. It is light blue in color. Okay. There are 2 rooms clockwise from the stairwell. Thanks. Light blue in color. Wait, clockwise. That's this way. Yeah, there we go. Light blue in color. This light blue stone is the one that the clerk directed you towards. Within it lies the experience, tender love. Begin the sensation. Your eyes are closed and you can sense yourself standing on the tips of your toes, pressed against someone tightly. Soft lips brush against yours, giving you the most gentle of kisses. Your heart seems to flutter in your chest, and you feel as if you could fall backwards and simply float off into space. Stir yourself from the experience. Hey, got some XP, nice! The experience seems to have stirred some long-forgotten, vaguely similar memory in your own mind. You feel as if you gained something from using the sensory stone. Huh. Interesting. Okay. Alright, so apparently I have to use all of them. I don't know if I even have the money to use all of them, but okay. Like another session. Standard. Let's try unavoidable pain. It's in one room clockwise. Okay. I head in here. Yeah, we'll just go in order, I suppose.
Right. We need to set up Kip now.
Okay. This greenish-yellow stone is the one that the clerk directed you towards. Within it lies the experience, unavoidable pain. Begin the sensation. The experience is a short and violent one, struggling with another slightly stronger man on the edge of a blazing hot stream of molten lava. Your weapon hand is slowly, inexorably forced ever closer to the magma. Beads of sweat evaporate the instant they appear. The hair on the back of your hand blackens and smolders above the awesome heat. Finally, your howls of suffering echoing from the canyon walls around you. Your hand and the axe it holds plunges into the lava and chars to ash in a few agonizing seconds. Stir yourself from the experience. Whew! Alright. Damn, that's crazy. Ooh, that would have to be painful, too. Like, that has to be one of the most painful things anyone could ever endure. Okay. Mind-numbing tedium. Okay, through rooms. Clockwise. Alright, here we go. Next one. This violet stone is the one that the clerk directed you towards. Within it lies the experience mind-numbing tedium. The experience couldn't be more than a few minutes long, but hours seemed to pass. A long, boring lecture in the driest, dustiest hall in the University of Chalm and Sigil. You look about the vast hall, hoping to catch someone's eyes to pull a face at, but the other students are either asleep or staring listlessly into space. You drop your quill pen, pick it up, and drop again, just for something to do. You consider stabbing yourself in the eye with it, just to see if your senses haven't been wholly numbed by the incredible boredom. Stir yourself from the experience. Whew, alright. That was fascinating. Okay. Yeah, because apparently I have to experience everything in order for Lady Thorncombe to show up, so I can talk to her. Okay, so on to the next. Okay. Hesitantly, you open your mouth and take a shallow breath, and water flows into your lungs like cool air. You smile and take a deep breath, gawking in all directions as you slowly sink to the bottom of the harbor, where hundreds of colorful fish weave through twisting tracks of brilliant coral. As your feet touch bottom, you peer up at the keel of your ship and laugh aloud with joy, a string of great bubbles shooting up towards the surface. Ooh. Damn, that's crazy. Alright, another. I did sheer wonder. Okay, consuming impatience. Okay, 5 rooms. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright. On to the next. This reddish-orange stone is the one that the clerk directed you towards. Within it lies the experience consuming impatience. Sorry. You stand debating with Amnas, the horribly slow keeper of the Lion Key, as to whether or not your quest is important enough for him to relinquish the artifact into your care. The whole experience is an exercise in sheer torment. Each and every one of his words is followed by a significant pause. Each and every point he makes is reiterated time and again before he lets you speak. You present an argument, then wait and wait and wait while he makes his counterpoint, to which you shoot out a snappy counterpoint of your own. Then must wait yet again for another of Amnas's... Jesus, sorry. Drawling, meandering, seemingly endless counterpoints. It's everything you can do to not simply lop the fiend's tusked head off and snatch the key from the twitching corpse. Whew. Alright. Damn, these are some crazy experiences. Oh, here she is. Maybe I can just talk to her right now. Or do I have to? This comely, middle-aged woman is wandering about dreamily, absent-mindedly chewing on her thumbnail. Her eyes seem focused on nothing in particular. She is dressed in elegant yet disheveled finery, and her hair is slightly tousled. Greetings. She takes her thumb from her mouth, smoothing back a strand of hair that had fallen in front of her eyes. Are you by chance Lady Thorncombe? Her eyes widen momentarily. She looks away from you. No, I am not, sir. But I think that you are, madam. I was told you are, the mage's tutor of the Civic Fest Hall. Lady Thorncombe puts on a sullen look. And if I was this woman, what of it? I had hoped to receive training in the magical arts.
Updated my journal.
I shall dash your hopes to pieces then. I no longer wish to teach magic. Now go, leave me in peace. But why not? As if it were any concern of yours. But it is. I seek to learn, and you can teach. I would know what I might do to convince you to train me. She sighs loudly and resumes chewing on her thumbnail. I doubt there's much you can offer me which I cannot find on my own. The sensory stones provide me with all the things that my considerable wealth cannot buy. The sensory stones? Yes. Each stone has recorded within it one experience or another. When I first came to these halls, I spent little time with them. Only now do I realize what I had been missing. What had you been missing?
Updated my journal.
She nods, smiling. Her eyes take on a glassy sheen and she holds herself tightly. Oh my god, Jesus Christ, stop yawning me. One could spend lifetimes here among the stones, experience after wondrous experience. Mere words cannot express their magnificence. I can only suggest you see for yourself, sir. You sound addicted. She snarls at you. Nonsense. I could stop any time I wished. What every addict ever says. I merely choose to bask in their wonder. Why waste time teaching dawdling, ungrateful magelings when I could remain here among these precious stones? Living 100 new lives each day. I don't think the stones are there for that. Shouldn't you seek sensations of your own to share? What do you think matters little to me? Farewell. Okay, so apparently I do have to experience all the senses. Okay. Standard. Alright, tired surrender. Should be the last one. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, here we go.
Right. We need to set up Kip now.
Alright. Tired surrender. Shuddering, chattering, hoping beyond hope to be found, you curl into yourself beneath a blanket of snow to save what little warmth you have left. Fighting to keep your eyes open. To remain awake, you become aware that you can no longer feel your arms, your legs, the eyes against your face, and tired, so tired, you at last resign to the inevitable. You close your eyes, bidding sleep a bitter welcome as the sense of loss forces a single tear, doomed to crystallize before it even reaches your cheek from your aching eyes. Whew! That is wild. Damn, what a sensation.
I must rest.
Okay. Alright. Ooh, okay. Super secret 7th one. Supernatural Lust. Okay. Good choice. Alright. Yep, 7 rooms. Let's head in here then and experience this supernatural lust. Okay. You find yourself coupling with a succubus, a creature of such intense otherworldly beauty that even her fiend's horns and thrashing tail give you no pause. She gasps under you. You desire her so completely that the whole of your existence seems focused towards a single goal. As your life explodes from you in a starry burst, you hear the delighted laughter of the succubus as she drains you dry, leaving your body but a soulless husk. Damn! Whew. Yeah, I would much rather experience that one through a stone than in real life. Okay. So I do not have enough to complete this. So let me go sell some stuff real quick. And then I'll be back. Okay, now that I have enough money, make another session, extravagant. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh wait, no, there's like 5. No, there's 6. Oh, okay. Alright, let's do Horrible Regrets. One choice. 3 rooms, counterclockwise. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Alright, here we go. Okay, Horrible Regrets. You stand on the deck of your flagship, the Divine Hammer, as it floats over the continent of Agarheim. Held aloft by the winds of magic, the very landscape roils and shudders beneath the bombardment of your fleet. 1,000 ships, cannons, and bombards, hurling their sorcerer's fire down like vengeful gods. The shockwaves begin to hit your ship only minutes ago, a constant vibration that sends shudders through the whole of the ancient craft and moves your very bones, accompanied by a constant rumbling bass. As the ladder's mountains begin to sink and the seas that surround it begin to boil off into the atmosphere, your first officer comes to a stand beside you. Alright, continue. My Lord Admiral, permission to speak freely, sir. You nod your acquiescence. Your stomach sinking as you guess at his question. My lord, forgive me, but how? What give us the right? 1 billion lives. You speak without turning to him, unable to take your eye off Rumos, the nation's vast capital city, as it vaporizes into a cloud of superheated gases, 12 miles across and growing ever wider. If you only knew the full treachery of the Agarites. First officer film. One which is beyond most idiots' comprehension. Then you would know. You would speak of our right to annihilate them. We've no right to let them live. But sir, traitors all of them? Surely among the hundreds of thousands, how many innocents? Silence! Speak of it no more. Our king has spoken. It will be done. The task set to us is a horrible one, not fit for contemplation or questioning. There's no room for pity, no room for remorse, only duty. The two of you stand silently for a time, watching the last minutes of Agarheim. At long last you sigh, a low, stuttering exhalation that sounds as if something has broken inside you. Beneath the brazen plate that covers the ruined half of your face, your dead eye begins to weep. Falm, my friend, I would have you understand. I know now, as I look down at what I have wrought here, that were I to think upon what I have done, what I have truly done, I would be struck mad. A deed such as this, the anguish would overwhelm, destroy me. So, First Officer Falm, if it must be, there are no innocents in Agarheim. No mothers, no children, no people. Only traitors. Vile, cunning traitors who deserve no less than the full brunt of our most holy king's wrath. Do you understand this? Yes, my lord. Good. Now go. I wish to be alone here. By your command, Lord Admiral. Falm bows his head and returns below deck, leaving you to stand over the end of a civilization. Whew. Okay. That was a lot. Okay, good God, that was so much reading. Just for one experience, too. Oh my god. Okay, another session, extravagant. Shock and a rise to seething vengefulness. Alright, 2 rooms. Okay, this one, yes, alright, hopefully this one isn't as long. You stand somewhere in the nether regions of the plains, a sweltering place where the ground is beaten copper and the sky is of brass. Here the bodies of sinners, petitioners in this horrid place, are rolled amongst iron brambles and bronze scorpions, until their bones are fine gray dust. You squint at the horizon, the bone dust rising with putrid-smelling gusts of wind that carry with them the sound of agonized moaning. There's nothing but flat metallic landscape as far as the eye can see. The dust is everywhere, in everything. It stings at your eyes, coats the insides of your mouth with a pasty film. You spit, wiping at it with your finger, but it's of no use. The stuff's taste has fouled your mouth completely. You look down at the key in your hand, a minute platinum orb, a picture of the man's face who solemnly swore to you the magical portal you just passed through, now gone, of course, led to the green fields of Mytopia. Someone, by all the powers in their proxies, was going to pay for this one. Whew. Alright. Yeah, definitely not as long, thank God. Okay. Alright, do I just have to do one more? We'll see. Slowly dawning horror. Alright, 1 room. Okay. Let's see. If this is the last one I have to do. I just need Lady Thorncombe to go along with this. How good could it be, you think, regarding the burgundy liquid carefully? Across the table from you, the twisted old man smiles slightly. Please, sir, try, he whispers, his hushed voice the sound of dry leaves blown over a roughly cobbled street. Thou shalt find it more than lives up to thy expectations, I am sure. You nod at him and lift the crystal goblet into the air, watching the light play through the crimson liquor. You'd come a long way for this drink, searched long and hard for this old man, and you'll be damned to let anything rush you now. The moment was to be savored. You raise the glass to your lips, inhaling the stuff's aroma. The bouquet is light, sweet, intoxicating, almost dizzyingly so. You've tried countless drinks, written tomes about them. their flavors and smells, means of manufacture, and your journeys across the plains. But this stuff was supposed to be legendary. No living man you'd found or heard of had tried the stuff. The stories were ridiculous. Nothing could taste quite so good. But if there were the slightest bit of truth to them, this would be some fine liquor indeed. Unless you drink of the goblet, a cautious sip. Incredible, indescribable. As the flavor washes over your palate, you fight the urge to shudder with delight. Nothing you have tried in all your long years has tasted quite like this. You look up at the old man, startled to find your glass empty. You had drained it all in a single draught. You wipe your eyes with the back of your hand, not entirely sure when you had begun to cry. Tears of joy, eh? The old man laughs softly. Quite pleasing to the tongue, it is not. Is it not? Wouldst thou like some more, perchance? He smiles at you once more. Yes, if I might. Surely, he replies, refilling your glass. Try as you might, you cannot resist downing it in a single gulp. You thrust your finger into the goblet in an attempt to find some last hidden drop of the stuff. Several times more does he fill the goblet, and each time you gulp down the stuff as a starving man would devour a feast, unable to control himself, to deny yourself another exquisite taste of it. He chuckles. Good God, why is this one so long? He chuckles softly once more. A drink such as this, a man would do anything for it, no? You nod without hesitation. Yes, a man would. Looking at him, his sly smile suddenly takes on a whole new meaning. A sense of horror begins to creep over you, even as you begin to yearn painfully for more of the blood-red liquor. Yes, the old man grins, his yellow eyes gleaming. A man would do anything in the thrall of such a drink, even the most terrible, the most heinous of deeds, as thou shalt see, my newest servant. Okay. Thank God, that is done. Okay, Lady Thorncombe. Where did she go? Where did she come from? Where did she go?
Right. We need to set up Kip now.
There she is. Okay, thank God. I found her.
I must rest.
Alright, is that enough, lady? I believe you come back. I most certainly just had some questions, actually. Very well, ask what you wish. Some questions about you. So you begin to ask your question, you realize she's not looking at you, let alone paying you any attention. You Thorncombe my question, very well, ask if she sounds. Some questions about this place. Okay, so she just won't answer you. Okay, so the only way is to finish up all three. Normally I would do that. I am so dead tired. Like, I don't know if you've noticed or not, but I've been struggling to read these last few prompts because I'm legitimately falling asleep as I sit here. So I'm gonna go ahead and call it there, but I will definitely be picking up again with this soon. So I'm enjoying this game. I've just been playing this game kinda, I wouldn't say non-stop, but basically rather than going off and doing other videos, I was just like, you know what, let me just play this game some more. Let me just keep on playing it, because it's fun, I'm having a good time. It's in shorter portions, but that just allows me to put out more of them each week. So there's that, but yeah, so anyways, I hope y'all had a good time, because I know I sure did. I'm just so tired, so tired. So if you had a good time, then please be sure to like, subscribe, comment, ring the bell, all that good stuff, and I'll see y'all next time.